Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel. Uncle Dan here for a super wild card edition of Best Bets. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Shout out to Del Reed and 26 Shirts, continuing to show love and support and prayers for Damar Hamlin. Before we get into this super wild card weekend, which I have to admit, I'm drunk on picks. I've got a dozen plays already locked up for this weekend. I will give you them all, and it's a little scary, a little worrisome, because I'm limping into the postseason. We had our best year of best bets ever, finishing the year 79, 67, and 2. But we are 4-8 in our last 2 weeks. Now, I did admit before the fact that it is tough towards the end of the season trying to figure out backup quarterbacks, which teams are playing, and things like that. So that's what I'm going to peg it on. But I also think that I've got a good feeling heading into this super wild card weekend. So again, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll get right into it. A dozen plays as I'm recording this on Friday morning. There could be more added. Some of them are a little wild and weird, but this is going to be fun. So we will start in chronological order. Usually I start with the Bills game, but I'm going to go chronologically in this one, and starting with the first game on Saturday. I got plays in every game. I have at least one play in every single game. 12 is the most picks we have done this season. We are doing 12 this week, a 12-pack of plays. We will start with the Seahawks 49ers under 42. These two teams played twice this year. They averaged 34 points in those games. You have a rookie quarterback in Brock Purdy. I think this will be a conservative game plan. Division rivals usually tend to know each other well. I think this game goes under. Unders are 67% in the wild card rounds since 2017. So I'm leaning on a lot of unders here. I don't think the Seahawks score all that much. I think this game is relatively boring. I like the under 42. I also like, how about this for a prop for you? Saw somebody had this. I'm going to jump on it with them. GENO Smith, over 20.5 completions. He has had 20-plus completions in his last 4 games, and in his 2 games he played this season against the Niners, he had 31 completions and 24 completions. Look, we know how good this Niners defense is. GENO led the league in completion percentage. I think this is a conservative check-down game plan because GENO doesn't want to get crushed by Nick Bosa and all of them. So I like that quite a bit. Over 20.5 completions for GENO Smith. That is the first game. The second game on Saturday, the night game, I will take the Chargers minus 2.5. Couple stats here. I don't love what I saw from the Jags against the Titans last week. I think for a while they were taking steps forward. I think they took a step back. I'm not sure that this team is ready to get there just yet. I think the Jags feel like a team that's more just happy to be there than a team that really is threatening to make any noise. The Chargers are a lot better when they have Mike Williams on the field. I believe he's supposed to play in this one as I'm recording this Friday morning. And then the one stat that really is telling, shout out Big Cat from Barstool Sports, wild card teams, wild card hosts that did not make the playoffs last year. So you go from not making the playoffs to winning your division. They are 12-28 against the spread. So it kind of gives you that sense of like, did they just get a lot of breaks that went their way? So I will take the Chargers laying the small number. I think it started at 3. It's now down to Chargers minus 2.5. Look, I like Trevor Lawrence, but I'm not sure he's ready for this moment. And again, I'm just picking quarterbacks here. I'm taking Justin Herbert over Trevor Lawrence. All right, now let's get to Sunday. 5 plays. 5 plays in the Bills game, and 3 of them are wild. I'm laying the big number. I will lay the big number. I will lay the Bills, and I will lay 13.5 points. It's Skylar Thompson. We talked about it on the Buffalo Plus live show. It's Skylar Thompson. Let's not overthink this any more than we need to be. Now, with that being said, I think this is a very conservative game plan from the Bills. I've always talked about be aggressive, throw your punch, don't worry about it. But that's when you go up against teams like Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, or Joe Burrow and the Bengals. This is Skylar Thompson. I see this game. For years, teams used to play the Bills, and the Bills defense always had these great numbers at the end of the year, and I never really believed it that they were that good during the drought, that their defense was that good. I think teams came into Buffalo and played the Bills very conservatively, knowing that, hey, if we scored 20 points, we're good. because I don't think Tyrod Taylor or Ryan Fitzpatrick's going to be able to score 21. So they would punt, they would run the ball, it was a conservative game plan. I think that's what the Bills should do and will do against the Dolphins. Punts and field goals are going to be good here. You don't need to score a ton of points. Play the field position game. I think this is a very vanilla game plan, but I still think the Bills can crush the Dolphins with Skylar Thompson with a conservative game plan. So I will lay the 13.5 points. I'm also going to take the under 43.5. Like I just said. Oh, one last point. Sorry, on the Bills laying the big number. Wild card home favorites of 9+ points are 12-0 straight up and 11-1 against the spread over the last 30 years. So, wild card home favorites of 9 points or more are 12-0 straight up, 11-1 against the spread. So that's why I'm not too worried about laying this points. And then I will take the under in this game. Like I said, I think it's a conservative game plan. I can't see Skylar Thompson and this Dolphins offense scoring more than 10 to 13 points. I really do. So I think the Bills just need to score 27. I think this game can be 27-13. That's an under. That's how I see this game being played. So I will also take the under. I got 3 props in this game that are weird. And the one I love the most, you got to lay a little bit of juice. Usually I lay, if it's anything worse than minus 150, I kind of lay off it because I don't see the real value here. But you can get Josh Allen on DraftKings right now over 1.5 passing touchdowns at minus 150. Josh Allen has played the Dolphins. Every single time he has played them, he has thrown for at least 2 touchdown passes. He is one of the best. He has the best passer rating in playoff history. I think we know he dominates the Dolphins. You're telling me I just got to bet him that he's going to throw 2 touchdown passes? Yeah, I love that. Over 1.5 touchdown passes for Josh Allen. I also think that this game could get out of hand, and the one guy who has actually been better with ball security as of late, we saw Devin Singletary have a fumble. James Cook fumbled his first career NFL touch, hasn't fumbled since. They went to him to kind of ground out or run out the clock against the New England Patriots. I think they'll do it again. James Cook over 35.5 rushing yards. We hit the over last week with James Cook. Let's do it again. Over 35.5 rushing yards. I don't think that's too much to ask for. And then finally, the last play in this Bills game, I talked about it before, that I think this game is a low-scoring game and that field goals are fine. You don't need to go for it on 4th and 4 from the 25. Take the points. Tyler Bass over 1.5 field goals. Yeah, I'm betting kicker props here. I want to make some money. Like I said, I got a dozen plays here, everybody. I like Tyler Bass to kick 2 field goals in this game as well. You can get that at like minus 130 on DraftKings as well. Those are the 5 games I have in that one. Then to the afternoon game on Sunday. Same exact logic that I laid in that Jaguars-Chargers game. Wildcard teams that are hosting, that didn't make the playoffs last year, 12-28 against the spread. So I will take the Giants plus the points, plus 3 against the Vikings. Obviously, I love Brian Daboll. I love what this team can do. And they got the rest. They had nothing to play for last week. They rested all their guys. I love the fact that Brian Daboll in this spot, veteran coach, has coached in big games. Love the Giants. You want to sprinkle a little bit on the money line? I love the Giants in this one. So I will take the points plus 3. I will also, how about this for a prop? Isaiah Hodgins over 44.5 receiving yards. The Vikings defense stinks. And I think Daniel Jones and Brian Daboll can draw up enough to get Isaiah Hodgins involved and be successful in this game. Obviously, we know it's in a dome. Hodgins has looked really good as of late, really coming into his own there in New York. So I will take the over Isaiah Hodgins receiving yards at 44.5 because I think the Vikings defense stinks. I think this game could get kind of high scoring. So I will take the Isaiah Hodgins over. 2 more plays, the last 2. This goes against the Bills pick. Wildcard teams hosting plus 9 points. Favorites of 9 points. I want the Ravens plus 9.5. And my logic behind that is over the last 5 years, the Baltimore Ravens are 17-4-1 against the spread as an underdog. I mean, that's unbelievable. And I know we're all in on this Bengals team, and there's a lot of love going around for this Bengals team. Sharp money's pouring in on the Ravens. I think this game is low scoring, and in those low scoring games, I usually like to take the points because that's just a lot of points to lay between division rivals. Give me the Ravens and Tyler Huntley to keep this game close. I'm just not sure. I think the Bengals are feeling themselves a little bit too much. I will take the 9.5 points because I believe in John Harbaugh to keep this one close. I don't think they win. I think they keep it close. All right, and finally, the last play, the 12th play of Super Wildcard Weekend here, the Bucks plus 2.5. Already locked it. That line is already moving. It opened at -3. The Bucks are now 2.5-point underdogs at home, and the stat there is teams at or below 500 are 8-1 against the spread in the playoffs. I don't trust Dak Prescott. I don't trust this Cowboys team, and this just seems like Tom Brady in the playoffs. That's it. That's the logic. Monday night, Tom Brady to beat the Cowboys is pretty much what I'm seeing. All right, real quick, run down the dozen plays. Seahawks 49ers under. Geno Smith completions over 20.5. Chargers -2.5. Bills -13.5. Bills Dolphins under. Josh Allen over 1.5 passing touchdowns. James Cook over 35.5 rushing yards. Tyler Bass over 1.5 field goals. Giants, the Fighting Brian Dabols, +3. Isaiah Hodgins over 44.5 receiving yards. Ravens +9.5 and the Bucks +2.5. Best of luck to everybody as we approach the Wildcard Weekend. The best season of Uncle Dan continues here. We will go until probably the Bills end because that's probably when work kind of changes. But we will keep giving out picks as long as the Bills are in the postseason. Please be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, check out the BuffaloPlusStore.com. Great stuff there. We're putting out a bunch of stuff. So, yeah, appreciate it. Comment in with your best pick or if you have any T-shirt ideas for the Buffalo Plus store. All right, really appreciate it. As always, have a great weekend. Thanks so much for watching here. We'll catch you next time on the Buffalo Plus YouTube channel.